Hello, Steve Mills here from the Association of Prudent Marketing, and welcome back to this week's association video. It's great to be talking to you again and sharing with you some tried, tested and proven ideas to grow your business. Now today I want to talk to you about something a little bit left field, but just before I do, I just want to talk to you about your membership of the association. You know, I really hope you're getting this. The idea being that you take small steps, you know, that's really what the association's about. Just learning and implementing, learning and implementing. It's a little bit like the old saying, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And what I'm trying to do is to coach you, mentor you, advise you, train you, and get you moving along that line. Now, obviously, by the time you get this video, you're a fair way along that line. And but the truth is, you know, learning never stops. You know, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds, I dread to think how many hours, learning about marketing, and I'm still learning because there's loads of new stuff constantly on the market. But anyway, let me talk to you about what I've got for you today. I mentioned it's a little bit left field, a little bit different, and I want to talk to you today about checklists. Checklists, you know, the type of thing when you go to the car to get your car MOT'd and you come out with a checklist with a list of things that they've done and hopefully lots of ticks down the right hand side that everything's okay. So I'm looking for you to think of your version of that. So let me give you some examples. If I was I keep using landscape gardener, but if I was a landscape gardener, I could give someone a checklist of the things that their garden needs. If I was an accountant, I could give them a financial checklist. If I was let me think of another example. If I provided HR services, you know, there's no doubt a HR checklist that I could come up with. You know, I've got my own LinkedIn checklist, I've got a Facebook checklist, I've got a website checklist, I've even got a business card checklist, you know, things that a business card should have on it and should do. So, you know, this doesn't apply to, you know, if I was a hairdresser, how do I give somebody a hairdressing checklist? It doesn't quite probably work for that industry. But I'm hoping for your industry that this, you know, has some relevancy. Now, number one is to prepare your checklist, and it might be a checklist for different products. If you've got different products, you know, they might be geared towards that. So, for example, if I was, I don't know, a solicitor, you know, I could have a house buying checklist and a I don't know, a business legal checklist, you know, to make sure I was compliant with the law as far as my business is concerned. They're two very separate checklists. And I could give those out to all my business owners, and if they came up with, oh no, I've not got these legal documents that I need for my company, then hopefully they're going to come to you because you've sort of provided the advice. You've certainly given them something to think about in that particular area. So, you know, think about checklists, think about how you can use them, and then go ahead and produce them. Next step is why? What are they going to be used for? Well, they're used for creating pain. Used for creating pain. Now, that doesn't mean that's a negative thing. There's an old saying in sales that I absolutely love. I think I heard it from Tony Robbins the first time, and that is, you cannot sell anything until you've given people or someone a problem. You know, what is their problem? They'll come to you with problems, but they might not be currently focusing on their problem, so you need to open that problem up. What is the problem? You know, again, if I was a fitness instructor, you know, what are the problems that my market face? You know, it could be a checklist of, you know, fitness checklist, or a flexibility checklist, or a weight reduction checklist, you know, or a, you know, increase your muscle size checklist, or, you know, whatever it is. There could be several checklists that I could have as a you know, like a weekly checklist. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done the other? Every week to maintain or improve my fitness. So, you know, you need to think about these things. And again, think a little bit left field, a little bit out of the box. So going back to what I was saying, if you're going to do this checklist, try and look at it from a point of view of what is the pain that you want to uncover. As I was saying, the old saying is, if you're going to sell something, you've got to induce pain. Nobody wants to buy aspirin until you've got a headache. You know, until you give them a headache, they don't want to buy your aspirin or paracetamol or whatever it is that you sell. So, write the system, write the checklist, and send it out to people. Email it to people. Give it to people. Have it on your website. Have it on your website that people can fill it in, so that when they've filled it in, your website automatically emails a copy to them and emails a copy to you, so that you can follow up and say to them, look, I see you've done this checklist. I see you've got a problem with this, 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 and this. Yeah, how about meeting up? You know, how cool is that? How powerful is that? If you go to a networking event, you know, and you stand up and you say, hi, my name's Steve Mills, I'm the Prudent Marketer, and this is what I do. And by the way, here's a marketing checklist. I like to give it to every member in the room. If you'd like to fill it in, and just use it to ascertain whether you've got any marketing problems within your business. Here you go, and you give them all out to all the 50 people, and out of the 50, 3 of them come back to you with you know, areas of you know, let's say that are in need of further development, and that's the purpose of a checklist. Also, they're really good for you and your business. You know, use them internally. Produce your own HR checklist, even if you're a landscape gardener. You know, you need one. You need to go and get one or produce one yourself, so that you can tick off that you've done everything in your business. You know, we all need our own legal checklist, don't we, to make sure that we're compliant as far as our business and the law is concerned. So that's about it today for the association video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can use this idea of a checklist. I hope you can use also the idea of giving people an headache and offering an aspirin. So thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Thanks very much.